Okay, thanks everybody for coming back. We are now going to do a teen small group. Why don't we start off by trying to talk about some of the genuine qualities of a friendship. Now, as we can see here, I have this chart here divided into four segments. These essentially be the four levels of friendship. Acquaintances on the top left, casual friend on the bottom left, close friend on the right, top right, and best intimate friend on the bottom right. Just generally speaking though, how would you describe what makes a true friend? If you had to list, you know, even generally, if it were to fit into any one of those categories, how would you describe what makes genuine friendship to you?
Someone who listens to you.
Someone who listens, likes to spend time with you,
Takes an interest in you.
takes interest in you, genuinely cares about your well-being.
Oh, yeah. Someone that I can just hang out with.
Or you just like to hang out with. So you have like lots of things in common.
Yeah.
Okay. Like the same sports, like the same games.
Yeah, same interests.
Stuff like that. Okay. Would you say that maybe one of the most important things on that list would be somebody who wouldn't hurt you?
Yeah.
Okay. That would be real important. And then kind of part of that would be somebody you trust, right?
Yeah.
And you know, also somebody who would treat you the way you know you would treat them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like me as much as I like them.
Like you as much as you like them.
Yeah.
That's good. Now, friendships can affect our future. All of those things that we just listed, you know, essentially getting along with somebody doesn't necessarily make you a good friend. Is that right?
Yeah.
So there has to be something more there, like some of the stuff that we listed before. Likes and appreciates you, spends time with you, somebody you can trust.
Yeah, I have a lot of people I just see every now and then.
Okay. So basically, when you say one of the most important things then about true friendship is you can share your feelings with them. Yeah. So basically, you know, if you had something you need to talk about, you know, you're not really in fear of getting hurt by saying, you know, I feel upset, you know, about this particular thing going on in my life right now. Okay. So essentially then, friendships, can we say that they teach us about life and relationships? Now, most of you are all going to probably go off and get married, right? So essentially, the qualities that you might have in, say, somebody who is your closest friend or your best friend, the one that you trust the most, the one that you do things with the most, essentially those are the same kind of qualities that you might be looking for in a spouse someday, right? Because we believe in marriage that this is a lifelong commitment, so that's essentially your truest friend for life. They're going to believe the same things you believe, want to do the same things that you want to do, so on and so forth. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to marry this.
Okay, so if we had to list some things that might be, let's say this chart's a little out of order, but let's start with acquaintances. What would you say would be like one or two qualities of acquaintances, John?
Like just people I see at school or my classmates.
Like maybe somebody you're in the band with or on a team with?
Yeah, just like somebody in my biology class partner.
Okay.
Obviously, acquaintance.
All right, so we'll say bio class partner.
And then, yeah, those you see in youth group, PSR.
Youth group?
Yeah, church groups and stuff.
Your youth church group. Okay, how about casual friends? That's probably a lesser level of friendship than of the four. What would you say might be a casual friend?
Probably not somebody I hang out with all the time, but I talk to like almost every day. Like, there's a couple guys I sit with on the bus.
On the bus?
Yeah.
Or at lunch?
Yeah, I'll talk to them a couple times, but we don't really hang out otherwise. I don't call them or anything, but, every day we're talking about their classes. That's how I do it.
Okay. Now, getting a stronger level of friendship, up top right, we have a close friend. What would you say, thank you, dropping my props. What would you say would be a couple qualities of, not qualities, but a couple commonalities, a couple things that you would find in a close friend?
Probably somebody that I would talk to regularly, but that I would like share stuff with.
Share good and bad feelings, so to
Yeah.
speak, good and bad times.
Yeah, like, when I'm talking with somebody in the bus, it's usually the same kind of high-level stuff, superficial stuff.
Right.
With a close friend, I'll share, how angry I am at my biology teacher.
Okay.
Not all about biology class, but.
Angry at a bio teacher.
Yep.
I think we've all been there. How about, that's probably good enough
Sure.
for that. How about your best, most intimate friend? This is where the real trust level, I think, is at the highest.
Yeah, well, I think for most intimate, I think you're right, trust is something that, it's more involved there than the other.
So this would be somebody then maybe that believes the same things you believe in.
Yeah, like, I like to think my faith is really important, so,
Okay.
those I can talk about God with, or whatever.
Okay, so you might share your faith with.
Yeah. Like, I have close friends that I'll share, my feelings with,
Talk about God.
but, yeah, it just seems to go a little deeper. My best friend.
You would probably even pray with that friend,
Yeah.
or pray with them when they're in trouble or
Sure.
feeling in trouble.
Yeah, I would be there.
And be there and talk. Very good. All right, I think that's a pretty good quadrant of listings there, for lack of a better term. So basically what we have there is, somebody who's popular does not necessarily have a lot of friends. That sound?
It seems like they do, but, I don't know if they do. It just seems like a lot of people know them, so maybe they're more acquaintances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But popularity is not then the common denominator of true friendship.
I would,
Okay. Then basically, another thing maybe we can learn from this is that being in a clique does not necessarily make that a true friend either.
No, yeah, I would.
Do you think friends got to be your own age to be close to you? Do you have friends of different ages?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
A few freshmen.
Of course, when you're younger, it's probably important not to have friends that are too much older than you when you say.
Or too much younger sometimes.
Or,
Yeah, like my brother's friends. You get that.
Yeah, my sister when we were growing up, she was always like, look, you cannot hang around as much as you want. And I was like, oh, your friends are fun. Anyway, okay, so if we had to come up with what would be like the decisive thing between friendships, would you say maybe we could come up with a chart of makers and breakers? How about that? Does that sound?
Sure.
Sound fair? Let's see if I can get my flip pad to
What?
flip good. All right. Okay, how about makers and breakers? Let's start with makers first. What do you think would be some important things that make a true friend?
Trust.
Make and keep a true friend. Trust.
Trust.
Trust has got to be right up there. Anything else?
I guess, you have to have stuff in common. Shared beliefs with.
Shared beliefs. How about listening?
Listening, yeah.
Listens to you. How about understands?
Oh, yeah, understand, wants to help me.
Do they compliment you on your talents?
Yeah, they kind of lift me up.
Lift you up?
Yeah, they're encouraging. It happens a lot, especially with sports.
Lift up and encourage.
I don't think I got to do wrestling this year.
Can you all understand my handwriting out there? I worked really hard on penmanship in college. You can probably see that.
Very good. You're a lawyer.
And basically, they treat you the way you want to treat them, or the way you want to be treated. How about breakers?
Someone who's selfish. It's all about them.
Kind of a fair weather friend.
Yeah, they talk about you behind your back.
Oh yeah, that's even worse.
That happens a lot.
Backbiting. How about that? Yeah, nobody wants a backbiting friend. That is just not a healthy friendship.
Someone that uses you. That happens a lot in Spanish.
Were you good at Spanish that they use you for your skills? How about getting in trouble? Leading you into trouble?
Yeah.
Okay, so those things, yeah, those are not good things. And actually, you don't really need to get too many more of those because all 6 of those, I guess there's 5 there. Math is not my major. All 5 of those would definitely be, you know, I think pretty much the end of a solid friendship because, you know, you can't have one where they're selfish. You can't have one where they're only there when it's good times. Backbiting and gossip, somebody that uses you, sure doesn't give. I mean, you can't have a friendship if they're not giving. And then somebody leads you into trouble, well, you know, that's just got problems all over it. Okay. Let's see here. How about opposite sex friendships? Now, you're a fairly young guy, right? How old would you say you are, John?
12 and a half.
12 and a half. So, are you noticing now that girls are taking more of an interest in you?
No, I mean, I might be taking more of an interest in them.
And that's normal. I mean, you're going through, you know, a pretty important time of life. They're starting to notice you. You're starting to notice them. Maybe it can feel awkward sometimes. Feel excited sometimes.
Yeah, I get embarrassed a lot.
Get embarrassed. Yeah, all kinds of new emotions going on there.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like playing baseball with, you know, Dolly down the street anymore. You know, it's about, you know, Dolly is sort of a different and more interesting person than she was before. Okay. Well, what do you think would be some shoulds and should nots in developing friendships with the opposite sex?
Probably should. I guess it should be respectful.
Respectful.
Should not use it.
Respect the other person. Don't use. How do you mean by don't use? What would you mean more specifically about don't use?
We'll use like it's not all about you.
Not all about you. It's not all about what they can do for you.
Yeah, it's what you can, yeah. You can be
Okay.
a friend.
Do you think it's probably a good idea at this age to have more group activities than one-on-one activities with
Yeah, it's
girls
not
you're
talking
getting to know?
that way.
More comfortable?
Yeah.
way then there's no pressure on it either, right?
Yeah. Probably could be nice.
I love putting salads.
Kind of what do you guess?
Just don't be on. That's like my favorite. I love that. Yeah.
Okay, well, how about it should not? So let me try a few of those since we're drawing some blanks here on the shoulds.
You should not use them.
Not use them, okay. What else?
Should not.
Well, let's put it this way. Would it be safe to say that the things that you would want one of your close friends to do to you might also apply, like essentially any kind of backbiting or gossip?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I was thinking. Email stuff. But yeah, you don't want to respect them, so you don't want
Want to
to
respect?
gossip. You don't want to be afraid of it.
You want to be
You
fair
want to
with
listen
it?
to them. So you should listen to them.
Okay, listen. And probably the other thing too, I think that's pretty important in this also is recognizing that they are physically different than you. And at this particular age, understanding that physical difference is mysterious and exciting, but at the same time something you have to respect, right? Okay. Let's see here. How would you want them to treat you? What do you think would be an important way for someone from the outset to treat you?
Well, I guess you say respect a lot, but I would like them to trust me and just, I guess, not be too much.
Like for you are? Maybe not lead your emotions on, or anything like
Yeah,
that?
no leading on, not leading me to do something I would regret.
Right.
Which is-
Chastity. How would you describe chastity between having somebody, having a friendship with the opposite sex?
If you, it's just a friendship where you respect all of them. You know, your friend of mine, she's really smart in, science and stuff. I'd like to talk to her about that. It's quite attractive to some smart she is.
Very good. Well, I think those are very good insights, John, that you helped me with. On there, I think we have a pretty good framework for what's important in friendship, what we should and shouldn't do with friends of the opposite sex, what the 4 types of friendships are, whether frankly opposite sex or same sex, what the makers and breakers are. So I think that's a pretty good framework, and we can take that back out to, I think, the should and shouldn'ts, I believe, when Rebecca closes out this session.
Mm-hmm.
So I think without that, we will then leave that up to our fearless leader Rebecca to close the session out.
Thank you.
Did I hit everything?
Turn it off.
How do I turn it off?
Just
Just hit the red button,
the lower.
on the screen.
On the screen. Lower, yeah.